Okay, something I did recently, which I guess many of you guys do from time to time, is go through some of my loose cartridges. Over the years, particularly with the, you can see it here, the Famicom cartridges, I've just kind of picked them up at various places. I bought the odd few from eBay, I've imported them from Japan, and it just ended up like a big pile of games that I never really kind of got into in certain respects. So what I did just the other week, which you may have seen on the social medias, is went through some of those games. There's a few games that I actually posted up, particularly on Twitter, and that's in here. And I just thought I'd show you some of the games that I've kept, particularly ones to play more regularly, so I've got them in front of me, and just go through them all. And one of the cool things about Famicom carts, as you probably know, is the colours of them. They're really nice, they look good in a stack, and you can see a little stack just here. So I'm just going to give you a little overview of the stuff that I'll be playing more recently. This is just some of them, and give you a bit of a overview of what we have. So first of all, we have obviously a bit of a classic. I expect a lot of people own this game already, and I couldn't obviously give this one away or sell it. And it's the classic Super Mario Brothers, or Super Mario Bro, however you want to kind of call it, which was out in 1985 for the Famicom. It's a really cool cart. So these, some of these are actually carts that are kind of, obviously they're used, but they've come as a job lot, and this is one of them. And you can see it's quite like the idea that it had somebody's name on it. Some people might disagree, but it's had a bit of history. It looks like it's had a couple of names on it, to be honest. Can't quite make that one out, but if somebody can. If this is your game, I need evidence. I'm not giving it back to you, but it'd be interesting to see whether there's anybody out there and that's your original game. I mean, it's a whole new video in itself. And obviously Super Mario is one of those games that has so much nostalgia attached to it, and obviously it's the sort of game that you want to pick up and play quite regularly, because not only is it a good game, but it tugs at the old nostalgia heartstrings. So just put that down there. It's a good one to start with. We've also got here Wizard Drill, the legacy of Retrogaming. Rolls off the tongue. I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. It's a game from ASCII Corporation. And I kept games, there's a few RPGs and other things that I've just managed to get going, so I've kept this one. Can't really recall. All of these have been in the machine, in the Famicom recently, just to test them out, and also just figure if it's something I can actually play. So that was another one there which I held on to. And then we've got, I can't even remember the name of this game, so put it in the comments below. Managed to boot this one, got this one going. So don't know what to say about this one other than it's it's an interesting title, and I can't remember it, to be honest. This next one as well, equally, again, it's a Square title, this actually, but I did manage to get through some of the game. I'm trying to remember whether this is an RPG, but I think again I managed to sort of figure out, even with the language, that I could play this game. But I really like the artwork on this. It's almost like a piece of art, as you can see. Imagine that blown up on the wall. Could look really nice, actually. So yeah, really nice game. Let's play and get into it. Got a few Dragon Ball Z games. This is just one of them. So got into this just the other day. It's in pretty good condition, this one. Different shape to some of these other standard Famicom titles. You get a bit of variation in the shapes. Not hugely, to be honest. But the art's really good on this condition. So that's a game that I'll be playing soon as well. I do like quite simple games. This is like a card game. Again, condition's not too bad really for a game that's, 30 years old. Capcom game, in fact. So again, got into this, fairly easy to play. So be hanging on to that. Also got here Mappy Land. So yeah, this is kind of like a platformer, I think, from memory. Again, really like the artwork on this one. It's part of, it's playing the game, but also the artwork. So these little mice are the main protagonists of this game. But it looks really cool as much as to play it as well. So I'll be hanging on to that halfway through. Popeye, classic game. Very simple cartridge, actually, if you imagine. So again, in fairly good condition. I like the green. It's a really nice colour. Some really nice rich colours you get with Famicom loose carts, actually. So again, this is one of them. Just really simple design, but the game's really good. It's obviously based similar to the arcade. Old cartridge, this. Just double checking on that. I don't think that's the actual release date. That's the game itself originally at 1982, Popeye. And I'm not sure about when it was released. Maybe it was an early one for on the Famicom around 85 to 87. But again, if you know that, I'm not going to Google it. I'm just guessing based on what I think the release could be. A fairly early one, I expect. Right, what else have we got here? So, oh yeah, I'm actually going to move to this one. So this is Kung Fu Master, really. That's how you probably remember it, IRIM. And it's released by Nintendo 1985, obviously in the arcade 1984. I was playing this just the other day, and it's pretty good conversion, pretty much very close to the original if you played that in the arcade. So that's a really good game, well worth it. I wanted to hang on to that because I knew that I'd be playing it. It's a real tough game, in my opinion. Maybe for you it's not, but yeah, it's a real challenging game, especially, and the arcade was challenging as well. But nice game to get into, very sort of nostalgic, quite iconic game as well. That artwork's pretty crazy, and I really like it. Let's just get the camera in there, you can see it. So just taking him out there with a kind of high kick. So lots of fun playing that game. Again, don't know the title of this game, but I think it's a Gundam game. So yes, I managed to get my way around this one. I think this could have been a shooter, could be wrong. But yeah, kept this one, definitely could play it, and it'll be staying in the collection. Now back to the classics. So started off with Mario, and we've got Donkey Kong Jr. I've had this game for ages, actually, so probably really when I started getting back into collecting. Not since it was out originally. Again, 82 was when the original title came out, not when the actual cart came out, because the Famicom wasn't out in 82, but there's a reference to it. Quite cool artwork. It's in pretty good condition, this game. So I've owned it for, well, maybe 20 years, so kept it in good condition. You're keeping that one. Some of these title-wise, this is a Hudson Soft game. I'm trying to think what this game was now from memory. Raidon, oh yeah, Raidon Bungling Bay. I think this was like a sort of, maybe it was like a, oh yeah, it was kind of like Desert Strike, I think. Yeah, so I believe you're in a helicopter. This is from total memory, because it was a game I played just like this when I was testing these out. I'm pretty sure it was this. Again, a really basic design, but I love this kind of styling. So, you know, very much graphic art in terms of the way that the cart looks, the black. It's a pretty sexy looking title, I think, in my opinion. And you've still got the yen price on there. I like that personally sometimes. It just gives it an authenticity. Obviously, you know where it's come from, obviously, but again, it just doesn't bother me that, and I don't pick at it either. Put that up there. Just 3 games to go. So again, we've got this is a Bandai game. I think this could be another Gundam type. I'm not sure about that. Again, managed to play this. Can't really remember too much about that game, so do put it in the titles, but it's one I'm going to hang on to because, as I say, I managed to get some gameplay out of it. And then just these final 2 kind of fun ones to finish off with, really. Football, which I played. I posted a few images out on social media. This is in really good condition. It's like brand new, and I've had it for a while. And it's really like simple gameplay. I mean, the football just moves around like it's in treacle. It's just a bit of fun. It's an old school classic. 1985 this was out, and it's just purely soccer. So there it is. It's in mint condition. There's a few little marks, but generally it's in great condition. Fires up first time. You don't have to blow in the cartridge. It's all good. And then just finally, we have boxing here. You can pretty much work that out for yourself. The movement's pretty basic on this. You kind of just punch in and duck in, but it's a fun kind of title, bit of a weekend title, which is when I played it last. Really enjoyed playing this. Kind of from the same almost like genre of type of title, even though this is Namcot, so it's slightly different in terms of the actual developer and publisher. But yeah, that's it. Wanted to show you a few of those. There's a few more that I've got in other boxes, but that was the recent stuff I went through and ended up with. Hope you like this video. I'll be trying to bring you more stuff in terms of like what's, you know, kind of happening day to day, a bit more regularly as well. I haven't been on the channel, been busy doing other things with a few people, and also the website. If you want to check in the comments below, that's had a few new articles. Going to try and do a bit more of that next year, and just bring you some more content and sharing stuff as well. Check out our social channels in the description below, and look forward to seeing you on the next video.